Good evening, children. I hope everyone are doing fine. Let us continue with the chapter 7, that is diversity in living organisms. So in our previous class we were studying about invertebrates, right? And also we have studied animal kingdom. So under that we covered invertebrates, right? So in today's class let us continue with the topic animal kingdom. Under that we will be studying about chordata. Okay. So what do you mean by phylum? Chordata. Okay. So the organisms or the animals which are grouped under this phylum that possess a notochord. Okay. So what is notochord? You can look into the picture. It is a long rod-like support structure that runs along the back of animal that is going to separate the nervous tissue from the gut. Okay, so this is a notochord you can see in the picture. Okay, so which is separating the nervous tissue from the gut region. Next is phylum chordata salient features. Okay, so what are the salient features of phylum chordata? Okay, it possesses a notochord. It possesses a dorsal nerve cord. So notochord, just now we have come across what is notochord, right? And possesses a dorsal nerve. Dorsal means the upper part. Okay, so the dorsal nerve cord is present, and also it possesses paired gill pouches. And also it is triploblastic. Triploblastic, you people know, mesoderm, ectoderm and endoderm is present. That is three germ layers is present, and it is coelomate. Okay, so the body cavity is absent. So coming to phylum chordata classification, it has classified into two, that is protochordata and vertebrata. So let us see what is this protochordata. Prom is before, right? So prochordata and vertebrata. So coming to protochordata, these are primitive chordata. Okay, so first development of notochords. Okay, primitive chordata. Usually these animals are marine. Okay, marine living or organisms or animals, and it is bilateral symmetrical. Okay, so you know what is the meaning of bilateral symmetry. And triploblastic, so it is three germ layers is present, which further develops into organ system and then an organisms. Okay, and it have a coelom. So it may not possess notochord at all stages of life or for the entire length of animals. So it may not possess notochord. That is why these organisms are grouped under protochordata. Okay, you can see it in the picture. Examples are Balanglolysis and Herdmania and Amphioxus. Okay, so these are the examples of organisms that are grouped under phylum chordata. Next, coming to vertebrata. So we know it already. So it has a true vertebral column and internal skeleton. So for example, all the vertebrates are grouped under this phylum. Okay, so it has a true vertebral column. It's not like primitive vertebral column. It is a true vertebral column and bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, again three germ layers, coelomic and segmented. So it is segmented, and it is a complex differentiation of body tissues and organs. So if you look into the cell nature or tissue nature, it is very complex. It has the cells and also body tissues, and further this group of tissues form organ, and again the organ system and an organism. So it is very complex to differentiate. Okay. Coming to vertebrata classification, you can see animal kingdom, it is classified into invertebrates and vertebrates. So we have already covered invertebrates. Coming to vertebrates, you can see in the picture, it is classified into 5, that is fish, reptiles, birds, mammals and amphibians. So other word for fish is pisces, and for birds it is haves. Okay, so these 5 we will be studying in detail about their body features. So coming to pisces, okay, it is exclusively aquatic. Okay, the organisms are mostly the aquatic organism and is skin covered with the scales. So if you look into the fish, so how the structures look like. So it has a scales on their body which helps in the movement. Okay, which helps in the movement, or this scale is otherwise called as plates also. And they obtain oxygen that is dissolved in water using gills. And we know, children, the respiratory organ in case of fishes are gills. So whenever they are inside the water, they utilizes the dissolved oxygen and they start respiring. And their body is streamed. So their body is streamed. You can see this, as I said, the scales are present. Okay, the streamed body. So one more point is, when you take out a fish outside from water, so what happens? It dies because it can't directly utilizes the oxygen that is present in the atmosphere. So it leaves in the water so that it make use of the dissolved oxygen. Okay, so that is why a fish cannot survive with the outside environment. So it is called as cold-blooded animals. So what do you call it as? It is cold-blooded. What do you mean by cold-blooded? The organism which cannot survive, which cannot tolerate the other atmosphere, which can't resist the external environment apart from their adaptations. Okay. So in literal meaning about this cold-blooded is, so those body temperature varies with that of the environment. So the temperature of their own body varies with other environment. Example, fish. Okay, so this fishes are also having a heart. Heart consists of 2 chambered. So generally we see 4 chambered heart, but here in cases of fish it is only 2 chambered. Okay, and these are egg laying organisms. Okay, so it lays eggs, so thousands and thousands of eggs it lays, and skeleton may be made up of cartilage, for example shark, or bone and cartilage. So skeleton, it's made up of cartilage. In case of shark, so whole body is made up of a cartilage skeleton, or sometimes a bone and also cartilage. Okay, example tuna fish, rohu. So tuna you will get it in the market. So these fishes are out of bone and cartilage. Okay, and here you can see the examples: angler fish, Mandarin fish, lionfish. So these have scientific names, so you can just go through with your textbook. So they have a scientific names to them. Okay, so this is angler fish, Mandarin fish, and lionfish. So these are all the examples for Pisces. And also here are few examples, that is torpeda, stingray, and dogfish. So these are all the examples of organism that is included under the phylum Pisces. So other name for Pisces is fishes, and the study of fish is called as pisciculture. Okay, so that also very important part. So children, I hope you had followed a new concept, that is vertebrates. So this is the last concept of your topic. Another 4 phylum you will be studying in the next class. Okay, so I'll be briefing out the rest 4 phylums in the next class. So worksheet will be sent along with this video. Do solve it and have a good day.